displaying the glory of God's creation by exploring America one park at a time. Welcome to Parking Full Time with Big Dave, the parks professor. First hole. The par and distance are at the top of the screen. You saw a picnic table off there to the left, and there are several picnic tables around here. Most of the front nine plays through a picnic area, and where some of the picnic tables are placed relative to the disc golf holes is definitely a safety hazard. There was nobody picnicking here when I came here, but this area is designed to accommodate a large number of people, and so you definitely have to watch out for other people when you throw. Other than that, this is a really nice first hole. It plays through a tight opening in the trees, and there's the view from behind the basket back down to the tee. The second hole is a slight dogleg right. Again, you can see the picnic tables here on the inside of the dogleg, and that is a very dangerous place for them to be. Overall, this is a very open hole. If you start your disc out here to the left and give it a slight left to right disc flight, then you should be able to set up a birdie opportunity on this hole. I do want to welcome you back to Parking Full Time. I am Big Dave, the parks professor. We are at Hickory Run State Park. We are in northeast Pennsylvania in the southwest corner of the Pocono Mountains. This is a very large and very well-loved state park, and for good reason. There's the view from behind the second basket back down to the tee. Now we head into the dense woods for hole number 3A. This hole starts out fairly flat, and it is reasonably tight, although maybe the fairway is a little wider than you might expect for pine woods this dense. In a minute here, we're going to dogleg to the left, and then we're going to go moderately downhill to get to a creekside area. And then once we get down there, we're going to jump over the creek and also jump over a wall of rhododendron. There are 4 possible basket positions on this hole, and that's the reason for the range of distances that I've given you at the top of the screen. When I came here, the basket was in position D, which is behind the wall of rhododendron you see coming up here across the creek. And that's actually the longest position. So this hole played 389 feet when I came here. And there's the view back towards the creek and back towards the tee. Now we get to hole number 3B. And yes, there are 2 hole number 3s. And yes, if you play the usual course route, you will play them both. I called this video Front 9 Plus 1. This is the plus 1 in the Front 9 Plus 1. This hole is a very tight hole, and it has a very low ceiling. You have to throw across the creek, although that creek's not going to come into play, except for a really bad throw. I took a little bit of a shortcut here. Honestly, when you get up to this part of the hole, it becomes really hard to figure out exactly where the fairway is. You might think the fairway goes further off to the right here, but no, in fact, the basket is actually through this little gap in the middle of these trees here. This hole would be better if it had a more well-defined fairway. There's the basket and the view back to the tee. Now we go back out into the picnic area for the 4th hole. This hole plays slightly uphill, and it is the most open hole yet. You see another picnic table there off to the right. There are definitely safety hazards on this course. I captured this video on Tuesday, September the 19th, and it was a really nice day when I came here. It was a partially sunny day with temperatures in the upper 60s. You can see the basket up here. The real challenge on this hole is just the sheer length and the fact that it's slightly uphill. See another picnic table off to the left there. There's the basket and the view back downhill to the tee. Hole number 5 plays through this picket fence row of trees that you see straight ahead. And beyond that, there are more trees that we'll have to deal with here in the distance. And for a really open hole, this hole has a lot of trees to deal with. You see another picnic table off there to the right. I hate to keep pointing those out, but it really bothered me as I was playing here that I had all of these safety hazards I had to deal with. Now you saw a second basket off to the left there. This hole actually has two baskets, hence the 283 and 420 feet in the distance that I showed you up above. We're going to walk to the long basket, so we're going to walk to the one that's 420 feet away, and there it is coming up here. This is a really challenging hole, especially if you use the long basket. Very open, but also lots of trees to deal with. Hole number 6 plays the opposite direction as the previous hole. It is slightly downhill, and it's also a slight dogleg to the right. There are a few trees to deal with here, but this hole is much more open than the previous hole. I'll mention at this point that I was the only person playing this disc golf course when I came here. This is a very large and very popular park. There are a lot of excellent hiking trails here. There is a unique boulder field, about 4 miles from the disc golf course. There's also a large campground. A lot of people come to this park, and it's a very well-loved and very excellent park, but I was the only person on the disc golf course when I came here. There's the view from behind the basket back down the fairway towards the tee. Next come a couple of short holes. The 7th hole starts out in the picnic area, but we're heading into this densely wooded area, and we're heading around these little shrubs here. Honestly, I think this hole would be better without these little shrubs, and it would be better if it had a better defined fairway to get over here to the basket. It's a nice hole. It's nice to finally have a true short hole, but there are some things about this hole that could be better. There's the view back through the shrubs and back to the tee. 8th hole is the shortest hole on this course. It also plays sharply uphill. It's the steepest upgrade on this course. Now, there are a couple of walking paths here, and there's also a beach area off to the left that you'll see when we get back behind the basket. The safety issues here really is one of the things I really don't like about this course. There are some things to like, but there are also a few things not to like. 9th hole, and of course the last hole on the front 9. This is a completely open and completely flat hole. I do want to thank you for watching this video. This overall is a pretty nice course. You see the walking path crossing again here on the 9th hole. There are a couple of issues with this course. One is all the safety hazards that I've mentioned. Also, there are a couple of holes that could really use a little bit of thinning out in order to make a better defined line of play. Also, as a reminder, I do not take any monetary compensation for anything I do for parking full time. And the only thing I get for doing these videos are your likes, your subscribes, your comments, and your views, and I do appreciate all of those things. There's the view back down the fairway from behind the 9th basket. That is the end of the front 9. I will see you on the back 9. Till then, have a great afternoon, take care, and Lord bless.